naming the disease. We're not very good at curing the disease. So, you know, the whole system is designed for disease maintenance. That's really what we have in this country. It's not a healthcare industry, it's a disease maintenance industry. And that's where there's trillions of dollars involved. And unfortunately, the powers that be in Western medicine don't really want to see a lot of changes. There's just so much money being made in maintaining your disease. If I cure you, I don't get paid anymore. So, you know, I got very frustrated with that. So, you know, about my first 25 years or so in medicine, I did a lot of sports medicine. Besides my family practice, I was involved with a professional team. I was their doctor. I was also a doctor, one of the high school teams, football teams. So I saw a lot of young people that got injured and got healthy again pretty quickly. So, you know, because our bodies are made to repair themselves when we're young, we can get over all those things pretty quickly and easily. But as I was aging, my patient population was aging, I started seeing more and more chronic disease. I unfortunately was having to pass out more and more drugs to people. And I was having to take them. As I was aging, I was seeing more diseases, and I was on multiple medications. I think I was up to 4 or 5 medications at the time. I was actively looking. I had a personal interest on reversing the aging and reversing the disease process. So I had been looking, and I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. I really think if you put it out to the universe, it'll find you, and it did. For me, it was my UPS driver, Brian Ciroli, persisted to get past my front office. He didn't know my office manager, but he knew her daughter. They went to school together, high school together. So he went in there and bugged her over and over again. And finally, she came back to me one day. Timing is everything. She came back when I wasn't seeing patients. I was sitting there doing some charting. And she came back and said, look, will you watch this guy's video? Get him out of my hair. He's bugging me. So I said, yeah, have him come back. So he came back, and he came back with his upline, who was Fred Graves. And they both sat down and opened their laptop. And they said, they didn't say anything. We just want you to watch this video. That's all they said. They turned on ABC News. They showed me the long version, the original version of it. And I sat there and watched it, and I went, wow, this one sounds too good to be true, but this may be something that I've been looking for. And really, so I got pretty excited about it when I saw it, especially that little graph. You know, the graph where it shows everybody's back down to the level of the oxidative stress level of a newborn. I thought, yeah, that's what I want. So I bought a bottle from Brian right there. I said, I want to try this, and I'm going to go home and look at the science behind it. At the time, I think we had 2 patents on it, and I believe we had 2 studies at the time. So I went home and read them. I went through the patents. They're very boring. And I went through the studies and read them, and I started to understand a little bit more. I understood what oxidative stress was, and I knew it was damaging. I didn't understand the real connection between oxidative stress and all those different thousands of diseases. And I really didn't know what NRF2 was. I'd never heard of that. So I really wanted to see more, and I started to read about it, and I thought, this is impressive stuff. I called him back up the following week and said, I'm interested. I want to get on board. So they brought Brandon over, Cunningham, and they signed me up. And I told them right off the bat, I said, I'm not interested in the business at all. I've got 3 clinics. I don't need the money, and I don't have time to do another business. So, but I want the products. I want it for me, and I want it for myself, my family, my parents. I got on right away, and my friends and my patients. That's really where I wanted to see it. So I brought it into the company. I mean, I brought it into my practice. I showed that ABC video in my waiting room so they could see it while they waited, my patients. And I talked to them about what they should be taking. And one of those was, of course, 10 years ago, we only had NRF2, the Protandim NRF2. So we started signing people up with it and getting people on it. When I started them, I checked everything I could. I did all their lab work. I did their inflammatory markers. I did their hemoglobin A1C, checked there for diabetes, liver, kidney function. Everything I could do, I did that the insurance company would cover. We didn't do the T-bar test because nobody paid for that. It was not something the labs did. So we did all their usual testing, their blood pressure, cholesterol, everything. We did it when they started. We did it at 3 to 6 months out. We did it a year out. And we also had a little questionnaire, a 1 to 10 scale of pain and sleep and fatigue and all the other things that we wanted to check. And we did the same thing. We said, look, we're taking a survey. We'd like to have you fill this out when you start. We want you to do it 90 days, 180 days. So we did those things and tracked everybody. I ended up on the medical advisory board of LifeVantage. I was one of the early doctors in the company, and I was the doctor seeing lots of patients. So I ended up on their medical advisory board. I actually did some studies for the company. I did all these lab work, and I would send them all to Dr. McCord. Dr. McCord was thrilled with the results that he was seeing, and he said, because, you know, he's seeing mice in the lab, I'm seeing human beings, and we're seeing results, and yeah, so he got pretty excited about all of it. But I got excited. That first year, I'm going, wow, this is amazing. This is better than I thought it was. And in myself, too, within that year, I was off my medications. I was taking my patients off their medications, and I was thrilled with what we had, because for the first time, you know, we were making people healthier, not just maintaining their disease and slowing down the progress of the disease. So I was really excited about all that, and still am, obviously. I just, as the other products came along, I saw more and more what we have. I mean, understand through nutrigenomics, synergistic blends of herbs, we're re-regulating our genetic expression back to our youthful level. And different pathways, the NRF2 pathway, the NRF1 pathway, the NAD pathway, are all different pathways to better health. And let's face it, lifespan and health span extension, that's really what we have. So I saw that early on when I saw results. I got very, very excited about it. I still am excited. I'm doing what I'm passionate about doing, is helping people be healthier, live longer and healthier lives. And I see this, I've seen it grow from a tiny little company to a $250 million company. It will be a multi-billion dollar company someday. I believe truly that we'll be an everyday household name. We'll have the branded product, just like you don't go to the store and buy a medical adhesive strip. When you cut yourself, you buy a Band-Aid. You're not going to buy an NRF2 activator or an NRF1 activator. You'll buy Protandim, and that will be the branded name worldwide. I did see after a while, I didn't want to do a business at all, because one, my biggest fear in life was public speaking. So Beth, by the way, you did a great job. I would have been scared to death to do that. They made me, we had a once a week meeting that I did attend, sat in the back row, didn't say anything. After about the 4th or 5th week there, Brandon Cunningham said, Doc, stand up, tell us your thoughts on this. I stood up, probably said 10 words, sat back down. A couple weeks later, they had me stand in front of the room to talk, which was scary, but I overcame that. And gradually, you know, it's just, it gets easier and easier. They've had me in front of the whole LifeVantage convention now, and it doesn't really bother me anymore. But yeah, it's overcoming your fears. It's that fear of no, I guess, that fear of rejection that people have. I think that's just time and practice. But yeah, it's been quite a journey. It has changed my life completely. Honestly, I've got better health. It got me off all my medications. It got me my significant other. I met her through this company, and we've been together now 8 years, and I have a whole new family because of that, including grandkids. And yeah, my life is a life of passion. I love what we do. I continue to do it. I sold my practices 3 years into LifeVantage. I hit an elite rank, and I said, why am I trading hours for dollars? And I gave that up. I still have a clinic that I see patients once a week, because it's my passion. And once a week is a hobby. It's not a job. So I love what we do still. I love what we have. I love the company and the advances in medicine they make, and the advances that we have. We practice 21st century medicine. That's what this is. We're no longer waiting till you have a disease and then giving you a Band-Aid for it. We're actually, one, we want to prevent, but two, we want to be able to make you healthier. And that's the goal. So and it's something that's been fun. I've seen more and more people get healthier and healthier over the years, and it's fun. The other part of this is the business end of this. Last year, we helped 3 families retire from jobs they didn't like. That's very rewarding. to see that. And one of them were good friends of mine that I've known for almost 40 years. To see them retire from a job that he hated, quite frankly, and now, of course, they're doing this. I don't want to say full-time, part-time. None of us do this full-time. So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been quite a journey, and continues to be. So, and I think we're just getting started.
Wonderful story. Oh my goodness, you guys. Would you believe Dr. Jean is afraid of public speaking?
It's
Beth,
the only class I flunked in high school.
people
I would
would
never
not
go my
believe
day.
that.
Yeah, I would skip my day, my speech day. So.
And guys, it is true that Dr. Jean Lucia was one of the first few medical doctors in LifeVantage, because when it was just 2012, I have been growing my Tampa, my Florida team, and we were going to Dr. DeLucia's meetings. He was proactively like doing meetings after meetings after meetings. And that's the reason why he achieved the elite rank in 3 years, right, Doc?
Yes,
in 3 years. And he is a medical doctor. He doesn't know what network marketing is all about.
No idea.
But he became a network marketer right now. You guys, that gives you hope that anyone can actually do this. And so today, since Doc was able to share with you the reason why he's taken this path to LifeVantage and network marketing, but he's still doing his passion, what he's passionate about, once a week, of course. Obviously, he's just doing it as a hobby right now. It actually is flipped. So we are going to open this for Q&A. This is the time, you guys, that you ought to ask him whatever it is, whether, you know, anything about the product. He can shed light to you guys. So do not hesitate to ask questions right now, because forever you will you will miss out. Okay, so don't be shy. Who is the first volunteer to ask Dr. Jean? And okay, Rona, you've been raising your hands since a while ago. Okay, go ahead, take it away.
Okay, this is my concern lately. We're very familiar with NRF2, so that's how we introduced the company, right? Through the ABC Prime Time. Now, shifting from NRF2 to the Tri-Synergizer is not very easy transition for us. So how do you explain
the
it
presentation?
The NRF2, NRF1, and the NAD?
I tell them these are different pathways to health. That's what we're doing. We're re-regulating our gene expression to our youthful level with different pathways. These are different sets of genes we're turning on by each of these proteins, the NRF2, the NRF1, and the NAD. So put together, we have, well, they're not published yet, but we have clinical studies showing they work the best together. So I tell everybody, look, this is going to cost you $4 a day. Skip your Starbucks, have your coffee at home, spend it on your health rather than going to Starbucks. And $4 is cheap. If you can get away at Starbucks at $4, that's cheap. But that's really what I ask people. And I do tell them, look, I want you to commit to taking it every day. And I want you to try it for 6 months. You didn't age overnight. You didn't damage your body overnight. We can't reverse it overnight, but if I can get them on board for that long, and they do, they'll stay on it, they'll make that commitment. Not very many people quit. They stay on it. They see results, usually within, well, I don't know your experience, usually within a month or two, people are going to see a result. So the better they get, the healthier they get, the longer they're going to stay on this. So our retention rate is really good. But I have switched over from, yes, you're right, we only had NRF2. We didn't call it NRF2, we just called it Protandim, because that's all we had. But yeah, I've gone from there to the Tri-Synergizer, and we've seen some tremendous results with it. So I'm excited about it. Be excited about it, and tell them, say, look, this is for your health. What's more important. You know, $4 a day is nothing for your health. So that's really, I don't tell them it's $125. I tell them it's $4 a day. It's more palatable that way. And then I use the flip the switch video. I like that one. They get the ABC video after the flip the switch. I want them to see all 3 products, not just one. And the ABC video is just one product. So I want them to see more. That's the first one I use now, and then I'll send them the other, the ABC News video. So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Hey, doctor, how you doing?
Good.
Since you do have a background in sports medicine, I'm a personal trainer, nutrition coach, and I'm just looking for that right angle to position this to my clients and athletes. And
Sure.
just want to see what would be your recommendation, or how would you tell somebody about it? Would it be in the least amount of resistance? Because people do get
I
confused.
tell my story because when I got on board with this, the first month I took Protandim, the NRF2, I really didn't see much, okay? But by the end of the second month, I'm a runner, and I run in the Florida heat here, and usually I hit a wall. You know, I can go so far, and that's it. About second month in, the end of the second month, I'm going, man, I'm feeling good. I could put some more miles in here. And I started thinking, well, I wonder if it's the Protandim. I mean, it just dawned on me, gee, maybe it's the Protandim. And then from there, I just saw more and more improvement, health improvements, but stamina, endurance, all those things improved. And that was just with the NRF2. Now that we use all three, we see some really great results with people. And people, you know, for their workouts, for whatever they're doing, yeah, we see a big, big boost for them. If they're healthy, we want them to stay healthy. You know, my feeling is let's do prevention here. Let's get you on it. My son at 30 takes these things because I want him to be healthy, and I want him to, you know, to live longer and be healthier for a longer time. And so I think it's just sharing that with them and sharing your passion about it. Yeah, I think that's it. Again, if you're going to show them something, show them the Tri-Synergizer video, that flip the switch video. I think that's a good one. Explain all three products.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure.
I have a question, doctor.
Sure.
My name is Christy. I'm from Boston. One, I have to make a comment. I chuckle when I hear you talk about how it was hard for you to speak publicly, because your posture, energy, and passion, and your easygoing communication style is amazing. So that really encourages me that, you know, we can all overcome our fears and go from fearful to excellent. And so I just want to commend you on that. My question to you, I don't know whether you would know this or not, but I have a client who has lupus, and they are so excited to use the products, but they had like a question. He takes hydroxychloroquine and methotrexate, and they were wondering if there is CoQ10 in that. It seems all the other ingredients they're free from in other items. But I don't know if you knew that information or where I could check that up properly.
Well, let me tell you something about the drugs and interactions. And I've seen this over thousands of people now over 10 years. People ask me all the time, well, can I take this with my whatever drug it is that they're on? I tell them, look, there's no drug-drug interaction. That's what people are used to, because this is not a drug. These are herbs. And so they're very, very safe. My own personal experiences, I haven't seen anybody with any issues with it, because to me, it's no different than can I take my meds with my green tea, or can I eat Indian food? You know, those are the type of things that I want people to understand. These are herbal formulations. These are not drugs. There are some things I caution people about. My diabetics, especially if they're insulin dependent, I did tell them, I said, look, you're going to monitor yourself closely, because invariably we end up cutting them back on the amount of insulin they're using. The same with Coumadin, you know, make sure you are monitored. So I did monitor them, because as they got healthier, for the majority of our patients, we were able to reduce or eliminate their medications. And that's my goal now. I want to get people healthy enough that they're not taking drugs to maintain their disease. That's the whole thing. So yeah, they're safe. I do tell people that. I have not personally seen any bad effects, and obviously we're not going to get any drug interactions. We're not giving them drugs. Same way with they go, gee, I need to run this by my doctor. Well, that's great. your doctor won't know what you're talking about. You have to have the time to look. If you want me to run it by your doctor, I'll be glad to talk to him.
And they also ask this. I know we're not supposed to take anything within 2 hours, any of the ingredients, so that we don't throw off the recipe. And they had checked everything, but the CoQ10, how can I find out if either of those medications have CoQ10 in them? Are you aware?
The hydroxychloroquine or the methotrexate?
Yes.
No, there's nothing natural in them. CoQ10
Oh,
would
perfect.
be natural. They're all chemical.
As I suppose. Thank you so much,
there's no
Doctor.
CoQ10. No.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Dr. DeLucia.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Ann, and I'm from Youngstown, Ohio.
Where are you?
Youngstown, Ohio. Actually, I have two of them, actually.
Did you say Youngstown?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Youngstown, Ohio.
I grew up in Vienna, Ohio, about 6 miles from there.
Oh, yeah.
You know where the airport is? I grew up about 2 miles from the airport.
Yeah, that's not far from us, yeah.
Yes. Very good.
Thank you for taking your time with us. I've been jotting down all the notes here, but I do have a question. I work in a medical office as one of medical assistant of our internal med doctor,
Mhm.
and I know about all the medications and all that. And I've been really wanting to share this to the patients, for which some I already did, like getting their phone numbers, like really hiding. I just wanted to ask if how am I gonna share this directly to the patient? If I get their numbers, am I violating any medical work ethics, or I just don't want to get in trouble with my doctor, because I tried to share it with him, but he doesn't seem to be like having no time to talk to me.
You open?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in general, we're not. And we have big enough egos that think we already know everything, which is a shame. But it's difficult. How long has he been in medicine?
Oh, well, he's around 58,
Ask him
7
if
years
he's still
old.
doing what he's doing. That's what I do. I go to doctors and I say, is this what you signed up for? Because it's not. Medicine has changed so much. He's old enough to realize that. He's seen it change. And my big thing is I always go to them and say, hey, is this what you signed up for? Are you really having fun still? And they invariably tell me no. The insurance company's cut me back, or I'm working for a corporation now. They tell me whatever it is, they're not having fun anymore. And I just tell them, hey, I found a way out. If you're interested, I'd be glad to show you. And that really speaks to them much louder than, hey, I got this wonderful herb that they don't understand or get or are interested in. So yeah, I approach them by, what's their plan B? What is your plan? What are you doing to get away from something you no longer enjoy? And that really gets their attention. Now, I'll be glad to talk to them, by the way.
Oh.
Hey, thank you, doctor.
That's my approach to other doctors.
Barbara Beakley here. Hi.
Oh, I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Hang on, Barbara. Can we take Joe first, and then we'll circle back to
No,
you.
Ty, let me just, I have one last question.
Oh, okay.
If I ask, if I ask my patient directly, and because I wanted to share this, with the patients that I know are like
Sure.
really open, and if I get their phone numbers, and if the doctor knew about what I'm doing, am I breaking any medical work ethics in there? Am I violating anything?
I don't know that you're violating anything, but you might get fired. Don't get fired till you're the elite. Then it doesn't matter. Yeah, the doctor may not appreciate you stepping past him.
Yeah, he won't.
You do have to be careful.
All right. Thank you, doctor.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joe.
Thanks, Kai. Hello, doctor.
How are you?
Good. As a former pharmaceutical rep, I can certainly appreciate your $4 a day as opposed to $127 a month.
Yes.
It works much
Big
better.
time.
And you know what? it's funny. I was thinking about a handful of doctors that I really enjoyed. I thought, well, maybe I'll just go get some lunches, do like we used to do, and introduce it over that. But I think I'm going to take your advice and say, is this what you signed up for? Because I know a bunch of them are going to tell me no.
You're unhappy. Oh, I go to these Western Medical Conference just to sit there and talk to them and say, you know, hey, are you still having fun in medicine? Especially the older guys. Young guys don't know any different.
Well, yeah, that's how they're trained.
Yeah.
I do have two questions regarding some clinical stuff. Is there any issue, because as you know, anti-inflammatories are prescribed like water, and they work and they're fine and they're good, but they also have prostaglandin inhibition that causes bleeding and hospitalization and all that.
And more issues now they've found with NSAIDs, like leaky gut and damage. It's worse and worse as we go along.
So my question is prostaglandin inhibition an issue with any of the NAD or any of the anti-inflammatory effects?
I've not seen issues with it. I have a few drugs I try to get my patients off almost immediately, as soon as I can. One of them are the statins, damaging drugs, and they've been so misrepresented, I guess I can put it that way. And the other one's the NSAIDs. I really try to get people off the NSAIDs as soon as I can. And we're very successful with that, because when we reduce inflammation, which is what we're patented to do, the NRF2, of course, then their inflammation goes away, their pain starts to go away, and we can start to get them away from those things.
And in one other area, in the area of sleep and anxiety, what's your experience been? I've got somebody doing a trial right now, and sleeping is his main issue, or not sleeping is his main issue.
Yeah, I had the problem for years. I took something for years that was a Band-Aid, you know, because anything we give the patient for sleep, drug-wise, interferes with their deep sleep, and they're not getting the quality sleep that they need. So it's a defeating purpose to give them, you know, the drugs. But that's all we know, is to hand them a drug. I found some natural things. I found getting on the Tri-Synergizer really made a difference, but I found a couple other natural things to add to that we do pretty well with our patients now. So obviously we talk about sleep hygiene, all the other things that go with this, you know, no caffeine prior to bedtime, or actually within about 8 to 9 hours. You know, getting away from your computer and your TV, getting away from that blue light, you know, quiet, whether you want to call it meditation, deep breathing, whatever it is, 10 minutes or 15 minutes before you go to sleep. Turn the TV and the sound and the lights off. All those things make a difference, and set a bedtime time and all those things, because otherwise they fall out of that habit, that good habit. My hardest patients to do that with are my nighttime workers or my shift workers. They really are screwed up. Their circadian clock's bad. So it takes a while to get them back. But yeah, there are some good natural ways. I don't take meds anymore. I sleep great. But then I've been on Protandim for quite a while now. So
there you go. I mean, I understand the synergistic effect of Tri-Synergizer, but Protandim alone, you think it would be?
Well, that's where we started. That's all we had.
Okay. All right.
With Tri-Synergizer, we get even better results. Absolutely.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure.
Excellent. Thank you, Joe. Barbara, you're on.
Yes. I would like to ask the doctor how much trouble we can get in with what kind of language we can talk to people about the Tri-Synergizer group with the COVID-19. We do know it takes down information. We know it boosts immunity. And that's when basically what I've been saying. Is there anything else that I can infer with that without getting in trouble with the FDA?
Be careful. I guess a one-on-one conversation with someone is one thing. I have conversations with people like that all the time. But if you're putting it out on social media, you got to be very careful what you put. So yeah, you know, I do tell people we have patents to lower inflammation. And of course, one of the problems with the, it's not really pneumonia as much as it's a pneumonitis. It's an inflammatory change in our lungs with high inflammation, high cytokines. You know, those are the things that we can really make a difference with. And the people, and I have been taking an informal poll with people that I know that have gotten COVID-19 that are on our Protandim products or even the NRF2. I haven't seen anybody die from it, and I have seen people get over pretty quickly, either a very mild case or even my two moderate cases they did fine. And some of them had some risk. I mean, I had one guy that was late 70s, cancer survivor. He had some risk issues too, as far as immunity. And yeah, they've all done well. So I can't say, yeah, we can prevent your COVID-19 or cure it if you get it. But just between you and me, I've seen some really good results, and I'm very confident that we're on the right products. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
Okay,
one-on-one
Milet.
conversations
Thank
you
you,
can
Barbara.
Hi, Dr. Lucia. My name is Mulat from New Jersey.
Hello.
My question is, I have a PC who's been using NRF2 for a few years already, and I introduced the NAD and the NRF1, but she told me that she took it for 2 days, only one pill of each, and she felt so nauseous and dizzy and palpitation. Did you have any experience with your patients telling you that,
Yeah,
side
it's
effects?
likely the NAD. And the NAD, if they're not used to it, because when we can increase sirtuins by 100% in 24 hours, some people really get a reaction to it. So what I tell people, I would get her first on just the NRF1 along with her NRF2. She's used to taking the NRF2, add one NRF1, okay, let her do that for a couple of weeks, add the second NRF1 for a couple more weeks. Make sure she takes it with food, and make sure they drink a lot of water, because any sort of detox reaction we want to really rinse out. And a lot of these people are borderline dehydrated. We talked about that today. Kai, I don't know if you were on the call today, but
Yes.
we talked about just
Yes,
that.
we
Brian
talked
Dixon
about
called.
that. Dehydration.
Yeah, the two biggest things people notice, and it wasn't a big percentage, was headache, which is typically dehydration, and nausea, which is typically same thing, plus not taking it with food. So if she takes it with a meal, that's one thing. Add the NRF1 gradually, one pill for a couple weeks. If she has no issues with that, add the second pill. And if she's fine with those things, then add one NAD. My girlfriend the same way. She couldn't take it. She was so stimulated, and so she had to do it gradually. So she took one NAD about every third day. And now she's up to every day. She's taking it without any problem. But it's something that some people have to get used to. If you're not used to doing intermittent fasting and some other things that already turn on your NAD, yeah, that big jump is big for people. So they may feel it. So
okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, the statistics were very low. Kai, what was it, about 10%? I think it was 10 or 12% of most people had any sort of complaint at all with it. So
I think 10 or 12%. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Very low, very low. Yeah. But they just needed to have like a food intake or really plenty of water. Yes.
Yeah,
thank you.
Eliminate that nauseousness and headaches, things like that. Yes. Thank you, Millet. That's a great question. Lupe, you're on.
Thank you. I'm from Michigan, and I have a son that has ulcerative colitis, and he's been diagnosed since he was 13. He's 21 now, and he's on infusions. And I started him on the NRF2. How would I know if it's actually working or not? Is it by the blood work, or?
His symptoms should start to gradually improve. And we've seen it in many, many people. But it takes some time. It's not an overnight thing. We don't heal. I mean, how many years has he had this? So we can't heal it overnight. But with time, I saw some great results with it. I'm not allowed to say cure, but what are their answers, his doctor's answers for him? Well, let's give you a bunch of pills to suppress the symptoms until we can't anymore. Then we'll just cut that portion out. To me, that's not a good option. And that's really what we do.
He's on home infusions right now. And I noticed
the other thing, of course, is he's got a damaged gut. He's got to be very, very careful about what he puts in it. He's got to be pretty strict on what he's doing as far as diet. If you get a book, I don't know if you know who Stephen Gundry is. Stephen Gundry is a cardiovascular surgeon that got tired of working on people's hearts and working on end results. So he's got a book out called The Plant Paradox. I think it's very interesting, and he gets some really good results with his diet on GI problems like colitis and Crohn's and those type of things. So it might be something worth him reading and following that diet for 90 days. I think he'd do well with it.
I know, and it's kind of hard because he's like a young man,
right.
21 years old.
Yeah, that's difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, so
See
he's
it work.
dying
You've seen it.
still.
Yeah.
And
We've got some people in
we
our
were,
downline, yeah, that have done great with that. So
okay. Yeah, and then I noticed that when I started him on the NRF2, he was very antisocial. And I'm not sure if it's because of the medicine that he was on, but now he's starting to come out of his shell little by little. So I'm
understand
thinking,
something. Your gut is your immune system is your gut. Your feel-good hormones are made in your gut, your serotonin, things like that. So if I see someone that's anxious or depressed, I look at their gut first. Let's get that better. And if we do that, they come out of whatever issues they're having, whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever it is, we see a big, big difference. Yeah.
and then I also started him on ProBio.
Good.
So I put him on that also. And it's
If he
hard
can,
for me to put him on 3 pills,
yeah.
but I told him, even if you do like one pill a day and then the next day 2 pills and then gradually.
And if he can tolerate the prebiotic too, he should really be on the prebiotic and the probiotic together.
Okay.
Yeah, that would help him a lot. So,
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Doctor.
sure.
Excellent. Go ahead, Betty. Thank you, Lupe. Go ahead, Betty.
Yeah,
You're on.
Hi, it's Betty Pickard. I'm from Texas, close to Kai. My husband had triple bypass in 2012. He's been on the product for 6 years, and he does all 3 of them now. He's still on his cholesterol medicine, and I know you said you like to get them off the stents. Isn't that what they're called?
Statins, yeah, they're not good.
Yeah, and I quit taking mine. I've been off of mine probably nearly a year. So you think it'd be okay to get him off of that? Because he's taken our products.
I don't want to be his doctor.
I know.
Issues. I know you Texans are meat eaters.
We are.
My vegetarians do not get clogged arteries. So
Exactly.
you are what you eat. So be careful about what you eat too. So.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't
Yeah,
tell him what to eat, but that.
And I do tell people it's not just the meat. Obviously, the what you eat, grass fed,
Yes.
free range, all that is more important.
Yes.
But you're oxidizing that bad cholesterol from the meats by eating sugar and carbs, breads, pasta, things like that.
We've got off of those pretty good.
Good. And sugars. Yeah, if you stay away from that, you're much, much better off.
All right. Thank you.
Perfect.
Sure.
Okay, Dr. Jean, I have a non-product question for you because we have some chiropractors got on board and they were having difficulties in launching their business because they don't know what to do. Yeah. And I'm sure some of them, some of you guys here have probably maybe perhaps doctors or chiropractors. So they were asking us, of course, I told them how to build a business, but they all, of course, wanted to hear it from the doctor as well. And you are a doctor and you're not a network marketing professional before. So can you share with them exactly how you build your business? Because I want them to hear and validate again once more that you did this the same way as we did it. Or did you just talk to your colleagues, like doctor colleagues, or start talking to your patients? Or did you, where did you get your leads, or how did you build your business?
Well, this is what happened with me because I had nobody to show me. There weren't any other doctors that had brought this into their clinic and were successful. So we did it all by trial and error. So when I first got in there, I was selling them a bottle. Go home, take this. Well, obviously, what they would do is they'd buy a bottle, they'd go home, take it, and then they wouldn't come back the next month and buy another bottle. And then when I saw me in 6 months, they said, "Oh, it didn't work." Well, you only took it for a month. So I changed that business model to say, look, this is what we're going to do. And I have a checklist of things that I wanted to take, whether it was vitamin D, magnesium, whatever it might be. And of course, the Protanum was on that checklist. You're going to go up front. We were very busy. We didn't have time to input it in the computer. So I said, look, fill out the form. We had a PC form. We had them fill it out. At the end of the day, then we put it in. I think the chiropractors are used to having products in their office, like standard process and things. So they're used to retailing things and selling them a bottle of something. They don't realize that retail, there's no retirement in retail. You're going to retail forever. When we get people on it, you're going to gradually see that, as people get out there and, of course, tell each other, they've got to do some in-office meetings or Zooms to introduce this to people. But all we did is we had a weekly meeting, and we would just show them. We put a sign up, come learn about, better health. And we'd get a few people at first. At the end, before I sold my practice, in my little waiting room, we'd pack 40 people in there. I was standing room only. So it got very, very crowded. But it's not how I built my business. PC building is a long, slow process. And I discovered that after about the first 50 patients. I thought, this is going to take too long. So I went to a couple of my friends. I went to one of my best friends that I've known for years. And I said, look, I found a way for us to make some money together. You're going to come and take a listen to this. We're going to do this together. I didn't ask him. I told him. And then another one of my friends, you probably know Lynn and Michael Ney. I've known Lynn since we were in our 20s. Well, I was a little bit older. But we used to work out together years ago. Well, I showed them this, and just because they wanted the product, they called me and said, hey, we want to be business partners. So they're, of course, now I believe Pro Sixes. They've got a big team under them now. So, but again, I went to my friends and I said, look, I want you to join me. I want to do this together with you. And that's really where we started growing the business. We shared it with their friends and family. I shared it with mine. That's really where the business grew. PCs and getting people in your patients, yeah, that's a slow process. Once I started doing meetings in the office, though, we did break the product presentation. You probably remember this with the whiteboard and the circles.
Oh, yes.
Yes, well, we did that where, one of us would do the product, usually me, the product presentation. We'd say, hey, we're going to take a 5-minute break. If you want to stick around and learn about a business opportunity, most of them did. And I had a few patients join me, but mostly it was friends and family. That's how we grew it. So.
That's wonderful. I hope that you
But I'll be
took
glad to
notes
talk
on that. Yes.
So.
Because we are getting frustrated with our chiropractors, distributors. It's just the same way as we build the business. Network marketing is talking to your friends. And in fact, if you have that confidence to tell them to take a look at what you have instead of asking them, just tell them that you have a great information and only 15-20 minutes to just take a look at it. So that could make a difference. So Dr. Gene DeLucia built his Elite Pro 7 business the same way as what we are teaching, the launch guide, the ITT, same, following the system, you guys. And of course, they have the edge. Sometimes they can take up some seminar, health and wellness seminar, your doctors, your chiropractors, distributors on their offices, and meetings. Meetings is what actually helped build an Elite Pro 7 business for Dr. Gene. It's just about creating that movement through meetings, you guys, product meetings and business meetings. So we have already consumed it's already 9:01 p.m., but it is such a great pleasure having Dr. Gene here. And I trust that you guys, please drop on a comment below, drop at number 2 to let Dr. Gene DeLucia that we love him, that we thank him for his time, his precious and valuable time to spend with us and sharing his knowledge and answering all our questions and eliminating all those doubts. You guys, at the end of the day, we need to be the product of our products, okay? So try everything. If you are not using or taking our products, all our products, you are not in business, because you got to have that belief, okay? So I'd like to thank each and every one of you, especially Beth, for conquering her fears. You see, you have done a great job. We're so proud of you. And next Wednesday, it's going to be a great training, because I am bringing in one of our corporate executive to actually train us for this wonderful back office that we have been missing to basically learn. And because, of course, we are focusing on our tapping all these prospects, but we have forgotten that there is actually something that we could do to increase our volume, just taking advantage of our back office. So that is wonderful, you guys. He will join with us next Wednesday. Okay, Dr. Gene, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's such a wonderful privilege. Thank you, and until the next, you stay safe. Bye, everybody. Thank you very much for jumping in. Love you guys.
Thank you, Dr. DeLucia.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank
Great
you.
job,
Bye.
Beth.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.